All right, and welcome back to season 7 of our show. And sometimes it's all about the burger. Today, we're showing you a burger that most people won't have the opportunity to try unless you make it yourself. Let's show you how to get it done. So today we're using a 50-50 mixture. We got 50% chuck and 50% lamb. That's what we're doing. This is leg of lamb and this is chuck roast. So the first thing you want to do is get your chuck roast cut up. So I'm going to get this onto the bench. And this is how we're going to cut our chuck roast. Now we're putting this in a grinder. So this is the way you want to cut it down into strips. So cut it just like that. Make sure it can fit down into your grinder. Half and half, just like that. And that'll fit down into my grinder. And just get it cut up, fat and all. Now you want this fat because this fat is your friend. If you see any bad fat on here like silver skin, just get rid of it. And this piece is looking pretty good. I'm just gonna cut this one more time because it's not gonna go down into a grinder too good. So there you go. So this is how we're gonna cut the first piece, just like that. Like I said, all that fat that's in there, you wanna keep that. And just like that, it's pretty much done. If you don't find this cut of meat, you could use a shoulder roast. Just make sure it has a lot of fat on there. All right, so here is our lamb. Now this has been deboned and they put it in the net for you. So we're just gonna take it out of the net here. Just get all the netting off. Very carefully. Make sure that you don't get any inside your meat. So that's off to the side. And look at this. So completely deboned, they pulled the bone out of here. I'm just gonna cut it open like this. Come straight down, separate it like that, and get it halved. Now the flavor that this gives, mixing the two together, is outstanding. I'm just gonna cut it this way and make strips to go down into the grinder. So here we go, 50-50 mixture in both. Now this big chunk of fat right here, look through it, because if you cut this open, which I am gonna do, just make sure there's no silver skin on here. Because if you put silver skin in here, it's not gonna be a very good bite. So a way of telling that, if you can't see what's under here, just take your knife, go under, go like that, pull it back, and look. I don't see any silver skin, so we're good to go. Take it, cut it up. Now lamb fat is not the tastiest thing in the world. So what I do is pieces like this, I'll get rid of some of that fat. Because don't forget, they're going inside the burger as well too. Now pieces like this, I'll save. If I want to do sausages, I can save them for that. Add a little lamb to my sausage. And then some of the fat that's on here, I'll put in. But I'm just going to push some of that off to the side for now. And just use the leaner pieces to go in. And that's it. All right, I'm going to get this cut up. I'm going to meet you back here to show you how to grind it and season it up. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we got our beef cut up, we got our lamb cut up, and now it's time to grind it up. Let's show you how to get it done. So no seasoning you're gonna need for this meat right now. We're gonna show you how to flavor this in the pan. These are our dies. This determines how big the grind that you want on this meat. We're using a larger grind. This is called a chili grind we're using for this because I want a larger grind. I want the texture to come through this meat. We're going 50-50. I'm putting one piece of lamb in, one piece of beef in. One piece of lamb, one piece of beef. This way you make sure you have a proper grind. See that? The dark red is the beef, and the light is the lamb. All right, we're gonna meet you right back after we grind this up, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and that's it. That is all she wrote. So take a look at this. So what you're gonna do, it just went through the grinder. You're gonna wanna leave this just like this. Don't touch it. I'm gonna put this in the fridge, I'm gonna cool it down, and then we're gonna make our burgers and meet you back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, meat has cooled down. Let's make some burgers. Look at all that meat. 12 pounds. All right, let's get these guys made up. So I'm just gonna take my hand and lightly spin this around and just rake back with my fingers. Just like that. And just give it a good toss in there. See, this is why you want to work with it cold, so it doesn't mush up on you. And if it starts to get warm while you're working with it, just put it back in the fridge and do the same thing and repeat. But I like to get it mixed up, and look at all the ratios of the fat. It's mixed up in there. Just like that. Let's get some salt in here. Just a little bit, nothing crazy. Because we're gonna salt the outside too, but we wanna bring some flavor out of this meat. So just a pinch of salt, just to bring in some nice flavor in here. And we're gonna save the rest for the outside. Maybe just a pinch more on this end. All right, that's it. Let's make these burgers. I like big burgers, so I'm gonna lightly form these. Press them together. Just like that. I'm not gonna pack them. Now we're frying these. You can put these on the grill too, but these come out excellent fried. So you have a fried lamb beef burger, and there's nothing better than fried lamb. And there's nothing better than fried beef. And that's it. So we're gonna meet you back here to season these up after we make them up. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, our chuck lamb burgers are made up. Let's season them up. 3/4 of a pound burgers. That's what we got out of 12 pounds of meat. And here it is. Look at this. Now when I made these up, my entire hands were covered with just white fat. And that was from all the fat that's in here. So you know you're gonna get a good lamb chuck burger out of this. Garlic powder, onion powder, oregano. We're just gonna sprinkle this over the top. Now these guys right here are going in the fridge for tomorrow. We've got some company coming by and they're gonna indulge on those. We're gonna go in with some salt. And we're gonna do both sides. Now I like these fried. You could grill these, they'll come out excellent on the grill. You're gonna get a lot of flame up, but you could grill them. So I'm just gonna flip them over. And that's from all the fat dripping, which is excellent. They'll give a lot of flavor on the grill, but pan fried to me is the best. All right, so here we go. Black pepper. I'm gonna get a lot of this on the tray and you'll see why. And then I'm just gonna roll my burgers in it. Just move them around and pick up what's left on the tray. And that's it. I'm gonna let these sit probably about 15 minutes. Show you the rest of this meal. And then we'll meet you back here and show you a beautiful meal, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got those chuck lamb burgers in the fridge. They're chilling out. And now we're gonna make a couple of different courses to go along with this. First, I was gonna fry those burgers, but we're gonna grill them up. It's the summertime, let's get you out of the house. Along with grilled food comes a beautiful slaw. We're making a very lovely Asian-inspired slaw. Let's show you how to do it. So what you're gonna need for this dish is a purple cabbage. We're using purple onion, cold red onion, carrot, garlic, scallion, raisins. We got mixed nuts here. White sugar, dark roasted sesame oil, vinegar, that's rice wine vinegar, and soy sauce. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is cut this cabbage up. So let's just get it diced up. Now I cut off the end of the cabbage so this way it doesn't roll on you. Then you're just gonna go straight down, get halfway through the middle, and then just like that, chop. And there it is. Now on this one, normally I cut the core out, but we're not gonna cut the core out today. We're gonna grind it up, and let's show you how to get it done. So bring in a basket. Let's take the core part here so we can show you this first. Let's get that in. And then we're just gonna start to grate it down. So a lot of people think that you can't grate the core, but you can. Especially to a cabbage like this. It's small, and you can just grate that right up. So we're gonna grate this up like that. Then we're gonna take our purple onion, just like this, and we're gonna get that grated up. See how fast this goes? I'm gonna put this off to the side, and then the carrot. And then once we do that, we're gonna meet you guys right back here and show you how to put the rest of this together, so stick around, don't go anywhere. We're still working on this right now, and I just wanna show you something. Look at this cabbage. See this? The outer leaves are usually the hardest of the cabbage to grind down, so a lot of people throw this stuff away. You don't want to do that, and I'll show you why. So just take them. You want to fold them all up. So I'm going to put them all in a big bowl, and I'm going to fold them up. Stuff them in, so use the outer shell to stuff them. And you're going to roll it real tight. Just like that. And crush it down as you're rolling it. And we're going to get a bit of a chop on it. Just like that. Turn them to the side and go to work on them. Just chop them up real small. So this is one thing that your grater is not going to be able to get, and you're going to have to do this by hand. But don't throw them out, because you'll see how much cabbage they make. So nothing goes to waste. The outer leaves offer a heavier flavor of the cabbage as well too. So the inside of the cabbage is a bit more sweeter. The outside is less sweet, but it all works together. So don't throw this out, and just keep working with it. Might take you a couple extra minutes, but believe me, your slaw will be outstanding. All right, we're gonna finish this up and meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're all slawed up. Let's show you how to get this done. Take a look at this. Check out these ratios. Now I'm just gonna mix this so I can show you the colors in here. So just make sure you have it to your liking. If you want more carrot, you can add more carrot. But I think it's about right, just like this. And when we mix it up, it's gonna punch even more. All right, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So now we're gonna go in with some raisins. I got a bunch of those. White sugar. I'm gonna use a decent amount of that, because you want this sweet. I'm gonna mix it, and as you start to mix it, you're gonna see it get real wet. And it's gonna start to release some of the water in here. And that's what you want. So just get that mixed down in there. Now normally I would let this sit for about 10 minutes before I carry on, but we're on video right now, so I'm just gonna take it straight through and show you this. So once you get this mixed up, now it's time to add our wet ingredients. But we have one more to put in here before the wet. Our mixed nuts. I'm gonna get these in the chopper. All right, there we are. I'm gonna get those sprinkled in. There you go. Now, those nuts go a long way. So don't think that you don't have enough, because all you need is a couple of bites in there, and that's gonna set it off. So we're gonna mix that in. And you can see the salad coming together. This is gonna be a real tasty one. All right, so now we got our sweet. We got the sugar in there. We got the carrot. I give it a touch of sweetness. We got the raisins in there. The nuts bring the saltiness. And now we're going to finish off more of the wet part. So let's move this off to the side. Bring in a bowl. Here's that dark sesame oil. It smells nutty. Rice wine vinegar. Good amount of that. Soy sauce. And I got a good amount of this. So I know my ratios. I eyeballed this out, but most of you guys are gonna have to taste as you go along for the amounts of cabbage you have here. So I'm just gonna get this mixed up pretty good. And be careful with the soy sauce. If you have white on, that soy sauce is not coming out. All right, so we're gonna get this mixed up fairly good. Just like that. And I feel it's pretty good. Let's give this a taste. That's pretty much spot on. All right, so let's bring our salad back over. And we're gonna start to mix. And feel it out. You might not need all of it. So I think I'm gonna hold back a little bit here. And I'm gonna feel it out. Just get it nice and mixed up. And that's it. The sugar is gonna go great with the saltiness of the soy. And all these flavors are gonna come together. So that's it, just get it mixed in well. And adjust the amount of sweetness you want. You might want some more of that dressing. You might want some more sugar, or both. So just feel it out. You're gonna let this sit for a good 3 hours before serving. That's how long it's gonna take for all that flavor to come together in there. And that is it. Now I'm gonna give this a taste, but it's gonna taste completely different 2 hours from now. So I could taste it now, and it's not gonna make a difference, and then you're gonna adjust in a couple hours from here. But I'm just gonna give it a shot anyway. It's excellent. I'll probably go in with a touch more sugar when I stir it up later on, and that's it. All right, we're gonna get our grill going. Heat that up, and while we heat that up, we're gonna show you the last recipe on this train. So stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, we're just about to go on the grill with our burgers. Now, when I put my burgers on the grill, I oil these. So I oil these up with avocado oil. Always oil your food. Don't ever oil the grill. It's an old thing to oil the grill, but don't do that. The only thing you're gonna do is make a mess and catch your grill on fire. So always oil the food and never, ever oil the grill. All right, onto the grill we go. All right, we're ready to put our burgers on, but we're going old school style, lean parents. We'll show you how to cook it in. All right, let's get them on. Now, if you look at this rack over here, it's sitting a bit higher than this rack that's lower, that's closer to the fire. And that's my setup, because I'm going to transfer them over to that rack after they get almost done. About 4 to 5 minutes per side. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, we're about 3 minutes in, and this is where you want to give them a good douse. Just like that. That's it, let's close up. We'll flip sides in another 3 minutes. It smells like a 70s steakhouse. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get them over. Look at those guys, they're looking right. See, this is why you don't oil the grill, and just the food. See that? They roll with ease. Flip them over. And you can turn these as many times as you want, so don't worry about it. There we go. And now what we'll do is we're going to get some Lee and Perrins on this side. There it is. We'll meet you back here when it's time to pull them off and put the buttons on. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so we're going to put these burgers on low. It's low. And we're going to hit them with another douse of the Perrins. Cool them down. There we go. And let's get them off of the hot side and right up onto our cool side. These are pretty thick burgers, so they're going to take a minute to cook. So don't think that they're well done. That outside is the way I like it, blackened. That's where all the flavor comes in when you char the outside. But I promise you, they're not done. All right, I'm going to get my bread on and toast that up. And then we're going to meet you guys inside. They'll cook the last thing, and that's it. We'll meet you back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so those amazing chuck and lamb burgers are resting. Now in my house, a burger night is a special night. Now we made that slaw Asian inspired. We're going to show you another dish right now using shrimp and ramens that's also Asian inspired, and it's going to bring this entire meal together. Let's show you how to do it. Now this is a dish that goes beautifully with burgers. We got our ramen noodles here. These are dry ramen noodles, so you're going to need some dry ramen noodles. Onion, soy sauce, sesame oil, that's pure sesame oil. We have mixed vegetables here. That's some carrot, corn, peas, onions, garlic, ginger, scallion, and homemade stock. That's chicken stock. And for oil, we're using avocado oil. That's going to go in the pan. Check out these shrimp. These are 1620s. Now these shrimp are very big, so if you cook these down and put them in a pot with ramen noodles, I mean, look how huge they are compared to the noodles. So what do? You slice them in half, which we'll show you right now. So you're going to take your knife. Here's the shrimp. Just go down the back of it and just go right through. And now you have two pieces. And if you want, you can clean them at the same time. See this? So you're going to take your knife and clean them out all in the same time. Just pull away from the shrimp and you can get everything out at the same time. See that? Into the basket it goes. And just do the same with that. And now you can just scrape this off to the side. And now you got a clean shrimp. I'll show you again on this one. Take it, go right down the back of it. These are peeled and deveined. Just like that. Now you have it in half. This half is clean. I'm going to throw that in there. And we got a little vein right here. So we can just take it, take our knife, and just pull the meat away from the vein. And there you have it. Just hold it with the knife. And there you have it. And now it's clean. So now you got a clean shrimp. Oh, got a little piece left on this half. And that is it. All right, so there you go. Now onto the stove we go. All right, so we started off with some garlic, onion, and ginger, and the jalapeno. So we're just gonna cook this down, bring out some flavor out of it. And just when you start to smell that garlic, and you get it a little toasty. Now in this dish, you wanna get the garlic toasty. Now we're gonna go in with our mixed veggies, as much or as little as you want. I'm gonna put them all in, why not? We're gonna cook these in. And this smells outstanding. Just get everything cooked up. Just work the pan a bit. And by the way, most people that use mixed vegetables, they don't know how to flavor them. You're watching it. There we go. Probably one of the hardest things to flavor is mixed veggies. So here you go. This is one way to mix them. And you can just leave them just like this and put them out on the table. They'll come out fantastic. All right, so we're going to go in with a touch of soy. Just like that. Get that cooked in. Now the sesame oil is going in at the end. All right, here's our homemade chicken stock. So we're going with about that much. So what we're going to do is bring this up to a boil. It's going to give those vegetables a chance to soften, and it's going to bring everything together. And then we're going to meet you right back here and show you what to do from here. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're coming to a boil. Now we're going to add our shrimp. Going to add them all in. Just like that. And as you add the shrimp in, you gotta add the ramens. Because when those ramens are done, the shrimp is done. There we go. All right, we're gonna cook this down. And when these ramens get ready, or almost ready, we're gonna meet you back here and show you what we're working with. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, I just want to show you this. So our noodles have been softening. And you don't want to put too much water in here because you want them to absorb all that beautiful liquid and flavor that we have in here. See that? I got them on a medium heat right now. So I want to cook out a lot of the liquid that's in here, and you'll see why. So give me some time here to show you guys the magic of this dish. All right, so here we go. And just keep stirring. At this point, we're gonna need a tong, and you want to start breaking the noodle up. See that? And just fluff it. Just like that. And now we're going to get some sesame oil in. Just like that. And we're just going to bring it together. And now we're going to turn it off the heat and just work with it. And if it needs any more liquid, add it. I'm going to need a little bit more liquid here. Just add it as it goes along. See that? There it is. So just keep working with the noodle and getting air into them. So just pick them up and stretch them out. There it is. And just make sure they're fully cooked, which they don't take long. So here we go. And look what the amount of liquid that I have down here. It's hardly nothing. All right, so now I'm going to get these completely off the heat. And I'm just going to work with the residual heat that I have in my pot. That's it. I'm going to go like that. Stretch them out. And let them stand. See that shrimp in there? Everything's looking right. right, so at this point, I'm gonna let them sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna stretch them one more time, and that's it. Uncovered. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, here we are once more on the chopping block of season 7. Lamb and chuck burgers, ramen noodles and shrimp, and a gorgeous Asian inspired coleslaw. Let's show you what we got. Look at these guys. Those guys are looking fabulous. And we let those rest while we made the ramens. So I'm just gonna get these off to the side. Let's bring in a plate and a bowl. And then we're gonna get some of these beautiful ramens onto the plate. With the shrimp, look at that. See, this is how you wanna serve this. And at the last second, you can fluff it up. So we'll get some of those gorgeous ramens onto the plate. See how easy this was to make? You didn't use any of those packets either. And when I said throw away the wrapper, I meant throw away the packages that come with ramen noodles because they're terrible for you. So you don't want to use those. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit more on here. And just like that, we're gonna put some shrimp on top and call it even. All right, let's get a burger onto this plate as well. I'm just gonna make some room here. And what do we got? I'm gonna move this off to the side. Let's bring in a bun. Choose a burger, first one in front. So this is how I serve my burger. Little ketchup, right onto the bun. Just like that. Move this back off to the side. I like a little onion. So I'm just gonna park a little red onion on there. Very simple burger because we're using simple flavors. And that lean parents, I mean, this is a 70s burger right here. I'm gonna park the hood back on it. And what I'll do is just give it a quick cut. So this way you can see the inside of this puppy. Take a look at that. Gorgeous. Let's park this onto the plate. Just like that. Let's show you that slaw. Look at this. Now I decked it out with a little scallion just to give it that little green pop. And just go down from the bottom and just get all that nice slaw in there. This is where all the nice sugar and everything is on the bottom of this. And then we'll park a little green up top. Can't go wrong with this guy. All right, there we go. How gorgeous does that look? Let's try that burger. Back in the 70s, 80s, that is exactly how hamburger meat tasted. Today they put a bunch of things in the beef to change the taste. That's all natural. That tastes phenomenal. You have to try that mixture. If you get a hold of some free-range beef and lamb, that's the way you want to go. It'll bring you right back to a different time in life before they put a bunch of things in the food. Outstanding. All right, let's try those ramens. Most people would not think to put ramen noodles and shrimp with this meal. It is outrageous. The combination of the burgers with the shrimp and the ramen, they go hand in hand. That lamb and that burger, it just matches that meal completely. Definitely a must try. All right, let's try that coleslaw. That is the salad you need to finish off a meal like this. 100% Asian flavors in there. You taste all the oils from the sesame, the sweetness from the raisins, the sugar. Everything in there just flows perfectly. The carrot. You couldn't ask for a better slaw with this meal. A truly one-of-a-kind slaw. Nobody has that recipe. I give it to you guys. All right, we're gonna get organized. We're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, there it is. Chuck lamb burgers. Cooked to absolute perfection. I didn't tell you this, but that's one of the best burgers I ever had in my entire life. That recipe alone. We threw down with some ramen noodles on the side. Shrimp, lo mein, ramen noodles. A beautiful Asian-inspired slaw. Cannot go wrong with this combination. Truly outstanding. I hope you guys try this. I hope you guys love it. And I know you will. Like always, we love you guys. Thank you for coming. And with no further ado, I'm gonna get that last Pitmaster right there.